you came to my attention obviously because Talib Kweli featured you on Whose Man Is This post on IG, and
whatever.
It's a video of you performing a song, which it opens with the line, "Your mother's a Nazi."
Yeah.
His mother, is the great literary teacher and was good friends with people like Amiri Baraka, who's a known anti-Semite. And once saying things like, "I got the extermination blues, Jew boys, I got like the Hitler syndrome figured." Why did you refer to Dr. Green as a Nazi in the song?
It was just a rap. It was just me trying to disrespect him because he disrespected me. That's why I think nobody really was catching the bars. But he said that my mother gave birth to a Nazi. He said I was a Nazi. He said my mom gave birth. Now my mom might not be all that stuff that his mom is, but I refuse for him to be saying that my mom gave birth to a Nazi. So I knew that would get under his skin. I don't know nothing about his mom. And normally in the projects, when somebody won't be running their mouth, when words get exchanged, normally don't nobody know what's going on the other side. But that first line was just to get under his skin because he got under mine. He called me a Nazi. He said my mom gave birth to a Nazi. And I actually was extra offended because I actually liked Talib Kweli. I actually was one of the people growing up. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm actually one of the people growing up that put my friends onto Talib Kweli because they didn't know who he was. They knew Nas. They knew AZ. They knew Jay-Z. They knew Eminem. They knew all these people. They knew Pharoah Monch. They knew all these people, but they didn't know I was the one banging eardrum in my hood.
Yeah, you say later in the song you had eardrum in your playlist.
I had eardrum in my playlist. So all these years, I've been following him. He ain't never acknowledged my underground grind or nothing. It ain't like I was trying to reach out to him or nothing, but like, dang, I share a honest opinion.
What led up to the back and forth, like starting like to you actually like releasing a video?
It was a Monopoly video. This girl was talking about how white people control America like Monopoly, right? So my difference in opinion was that we have to stop blaming people as a race for our things that we don't accomplish or things that we don't get to. But then I threw the Dahomey African tribe thing in there to level the playing wheel. I try to level it with intellect. Like, dog, you got to stop saying white people this and white people that when it was Africans that was catching Black people and putting them on and giving them to them rogue British people. This stuff is found, like I got this stuff from the etymology.com and like books. Like I got books. You see what I'm saying? So I was surprised to see him attack me like that.
I mean, he's responded to that and he says that you're, basically rehashing a Republican talking point, which is that you're blaming Africans for the Atlantic slave trade. That was what his response to.
You can say that because at the end of the day, they were doing business with the rogue British is what I shared it to him. I researched it and sent him the links. So if he act like he don't got the data, I mean, you can dispute it, but then what are you really disputing? You trying to dispute history. That means you gotta, instead of calling me a Nazi, you might want to show a little intellect. You're gonna have to just, instead of saying you Nazi, white supremacist, try to make it make sense that what I'm saying is from a Nazi white supremacist because he's more famous than me. So if I hurt his feelings, nobody's gonna care. If he hurt, everybody's gonna care. If he hurt my feelings, nobody's gonna care. I'm a nobody. So that's why I came at his neck like that to show him how I felt. One of the bars because I didn't like that. You don't go around calling people like me a Nazi, especially when I'm trying to get on. And I got music on all platforms. And I didn't brush shoulders with Jimmy Kane, Protect Your Neck Records. I got a song with Intel, You Guys, Son. So I'm grinding. And I don't need somebody like Talib Kweli that's supposed to be a face of some type of black movement talking about I make Nazi music. If he was really in front of my face, it'd have been smoke. Because I worked too hard to get where I'm at for somebody like that to call me a Nazi?
No, like real talk. One of the bars in this song, Trump never owned slave. That bar went over old man Ebro's head in the comments. Joe Biden is a descendant of slave owners and even Obama on his mother's side, but Trump is the only living president not descended from slave owners because his family came to America after slavery had already been abolished in 1885. Kweli's response to that was that Donald Trump's father was arrested at a KKK rally, which is partially true. News reports from the day show a Fred Trump was detained at a KKK rally in 1927, but there's no evidence that Trump, father to the president, was a member or supporter of the KKK. Do you feel Trump's family not owning slaves is relevant, considering they came to the country after slavery was abolished?
It was relevant to the bar. That's it. That's about as far as that go. Because I know that he got like a hate Trump campaign going on. I don't know much about politics. It was relevant to the bar from what he said to me. Because my point that I was when specifically when I rap, right? When Zae Tona put something together for a hip hop listener, my mind's still stuck in the golden era, bro. I'm still thinking about homophones, metaphors, and punchlines. My brain is still stuck in the golden age. So when I put my stories, my bars together, there are going to be multiple things that can be caught in one line. So what did I really mean by that? What I was trying to point out is he was calling me a white supremacist, but Trump's family never owned slaves, but the African homies did. That was my point that I was making. How can you be sitting up here acting all pro-black when there were Africans that owned slaves, but Trump's family ain't owned slaves, and you're calling him a racist? Now make it make sense. Wow, interesting point.
It is an interesting point. I think like, the fact of like whether he owned slaves or not is like, not important. Like, I don't think that really matters, like, about ancestors like owning slaves. I don't think like, I think people make too much of a big deal out of like, of that historically. Like, like you're not responsible for your ancestors' actions. Like, you may have a grandfather or I have a grandfather. It's a cool bar. I like the bar. I like the song. I like, and stuff, everything, the wordplay. Like one of the things I was thinking about, Jeff Smolian, who is the owner of MS Communications, which is the company that owns Hot 97, feels about Man Ebro supporting someone who, makes anti-Semitic comments. Talib Kweli's had a history of, making like comments that have been like, prejudice on the internet. Obviously, like, he usually hides under the cloak of Black liberation. But like, he's made like a lot of comments. And then like in 2019, he was disinvited from a German festival for his refusal to respond to the request that he make a statement about his position on the BDS movement for Palestinian rights. He has like a trove of other bigoted statements online. Why is Talib Kweli able to get away with being hateful and prejudiced online?
I don't think he's able to get away with it because I court him. He got that covering you talking about. That online presence he got, everybody just these I hate Trump pages, that's propaganda, man. Because me personally, you want to hear my real take? I don't even think that's Talib Kweli. I don't even think that's him, because me growing up, I'm listening, like me growing up, and even till this day, like me and my man Courage the Wizard with Stash Box Records, we was talking about how we were putting young boys onto Talib Kweli when we was in Delaware and stuff, because they didn't even know who he was. We was the one out there talking about Mos Def and Talib and Black Thought and all that. So it's like, in my mind, Talib don't talk like that. He don't talk like that. He not gonna he not gonna point me out, man. Come on, I got locks and stuff. He not gonna point me out talking about some you white supremacists. That's somebody that worked for him. That's another reason why I took the trolling in my bars that far, because I genuinely don't feel like that's somebody paid to keep his online presence, because I can't imagine in my mind Talib Kweli calling somebody just like, you just a white supremacist, you just a Nazi. That's extreme. That's extreme. So
and it makes sense. That's a good theory I would buy into, because like, how does he have the time to be online like this?
That's
And
what I'm
so
thinking.
Many,
like,
so many
like so I was really trying to say certain stuff that would like expose that that's not him.
Yeah, he calls you a culture vulture, and that you are a failed rapper who can't get Black fans, that could possibly be like, someone from his staff, but like,
Now in America, they have this thing where people are allowed to tell you how much you were disrespected after they disrespect you. That's only here. See, in Dubai, you get your hands chopped off and stuff like that. But here in America, you allowed to step on somebody's shoes, then you're allowed to tell them how mad they should be about it. I don't allow that in my universe, man. Like he said some stuff that I absolutely didn't like. He
Man,
said some
he
stuff that
did. He said some horrible things about you, but like I think that's like very commonplace with him. Like I don't take anything like he says personally. I almost take it like as a joke. I laugh, But one of the things he claimed was that you're anti-woman and you're an incel. I was wondering if you could tell me anything about like any women in your life who have been positive, like your thoughts about
no,
like
I actually haven't. My mother stabbed me in the back, stole $600 from me when I was 17 years old. I had to get into prayer and fast mode. I had to follow the spirit of God, the spirit of Yah to get to where I'm at today. There is no positive Black women necessarily directly in my life. There's none. I look up to like people like Lauryn Hill or people like Maya Angelou. That I don't have no personal. No, that's not it. I have no stories about Black women in my life. But to say that I hate women, that's extreme. I don't think that's Talib saying that. That's extreme because anybody can go to my music on all platforms, click a button and hear how I talk about women. Go listen to Sweetest Taboo. Go listen to Queens. Go listen to Calendar Girl. I got music. My music speaks for me. I don't need to really do much talking. And if anybody would look at me and not not listen to my music, opposed to like some Facebook or some Instagram posts, then they don't want to really get to know the real me in the first place. So I'm going to worsen it. I'm gonna worsen the trolling actions. I'm gonna worsen it because I'm gonna be in your mind. I'm gonna live in that persona that you have for me. When you go to my music, you hear what I'm talking about. I'm gonna just be blunt. I'm hotter than Talib Kweli, bar for bar. I'm talking about homophones, punchlines, and metaphors. I grew up off of Black Thought and Eminem. He not like that. He not built like that. So that's why I really went that route, that edgy route that I took, because I know he can't respond to nothing like that. I know Talib Kweli, he can't respond to nothing like that. If he had to respond to something like that, it wouldn't be something to me. It wouldn't be nothing. Your mother's a Nazi.
No,
you see what I'm saying?
I don't think he usually responds to. I've never heard him respond to a diss, and he's one of the most diss rappers on the internet. A lot of people have flamed him, and he doesn't respond except on Instagram. He's really good with Instagram and Twitter.
He's not doing nothing with the culture, right? And that's why I don't think that that's a man behind that computer screen. That whatever. It got Talib moving, looking like he moving off of emotion. And I don't think that that's a man. I don't think that that's what he would do, like just react to everything and get over emotional. That's what women do. So he was trying to say I'm sexist based off of my comprehension of women behavior and man behavior. I know that a true man is going to listen to hear another man out. He not just going to call that man no white supremacist, because you don't know how much that would offend somebody. That offended me enough to call his mother a Nazi. Now, in retrospect, if he was standing in front of me, I don't think that that's how he would talk to me. I don't think that I would talk to him like that. But if he got a professional female that's know how to work social media, they know what they're doing. They got all this negative energy to keep his name in the social media presence. But I just don't feel like that's a man. I don't feel like him as a man would say you a Nazi and a white supremacist just because I said that the homie was selling slaves. I think Talib would actually be like, where you get that from? If he ain't know that, like, where you get that from? Like, this is him in my head. Like, yo, where you get that from? Right. Yo, what's the author to that book? I don't think he would say you a Nazi. That's extreme. So I don't believe that's him behind the computer. So everybody dissing him, not dissing him, they dissing somebody else.
That's man, a very plausible explanation. I'm not sure, if that is actually Talib Kweli that we're communicating with when we are on Instagram. It makes sense that he would have staff. He seems like he's very busy, like he's doing shows and stuff on a regular basis. He's still recording music, as an ad campaign. with Amiri. You know, he's doing like a lot of stuff in his career. Like, how would he have the time to be online this much and stuff? It just like it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But like, you know, what's next for you in your music career?
I'm actually on standby, right? So this fall, I got this project in the tuck called the Wormhole EP, right? So I'm supposed to be getting this project together, setting the music because I'm independent. I don't have no label or nothing. I'm independent, so um, I'm just setting the music up to get videos done for it, and I actually have 2 EPs already out.
Oh.
So um,
What are they called?
the Expectation EP and the Vortex EP. Anybody that go listen to that music, I stand on this. Anybody go listen to that music lyrically, if you like, because you got different music listeners, right? You got people that like just listen to music for vibes. You got people that like what they like, meaning like they like Lil Uzi and stuff. They call it rap or hip hop, you know, the new generation. But then you still got the raw hip hop heads that like bars. Anybody that like bars is gonna say that I'm better than Talib Kweli for sure lyrically. They're gonna say he don't rap like this. They're gonna say Talib don't even rap like this, and they're gonna go back and listen to that joint I made for him, and they're gonna say that he definitely took it easy. He took it light, and the way he talking, he definitely is not an idiot. Like he know how to put information together in a rap. Expectation EP and the Vortex. Then I got the Chelsea mixtape. I got the Chelsea mixtape, the Expect mixtape, and those two can be found on mymixtape.com and SoundCloud. I'm still trying to make like hip hop music that I grew up off of. So that's nobody's gonna go to my music and be like it's like utterly garbage or trash. They're gonna like pick and choose what they like. When you go to songs like They Watching, he calling me he trying to make me seem like some misogynistic Trump supporter, Trump's the devil, demonize anything with Trump, demonize anything that disagree with me. When people go listen to Zae Tona music, they're gonna be like, Talib was absolutely mistaken about this person.
Right.
Absolutely mistaken about this person.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I don't even believe in politics.
Okay.
I don't support nobody. I said that bar about Trump because it's true and he hate Trump.
Right.
Right. I grew up off of Eminem, right? Slim Shady. How many bars have Slim Shady used? Yeah, it's funny because you know where I'm going now.
Yeah.
How many bars did Eminem say that actually would like? Why did he say it? Was it some rocket science behind it? It ain't no rocket science behind it.
Yeah, it's hyperbole.
Trump.
It's you know like exaggerating, like you know the wordplay, the use that's part of being an MC. So like you know and stuff like you can't take like you know like it literal all of the time.
Mm-hmm. It's not even. It's. I wanted to build a persona, and I gave him ammunition, and he took the bait. That's basically what it was. I even said in the song, in the little verse, I said, "Hip hop heads want me to buzz. My sweetest taboo with Sir, bad subs with Dub. These are songs. My sweetest taboo. That's a song named after Sade, inspired. Bad Subs, it's a song with no cuss words in it, no profanity in it for the kids. How it's inspired by Nas's I Know I Can Be What I Want to Be. It's inspired by that. Anybody go to my music, bro, they gonna say Talib was mistaken about him. Why did he call him a Nazi?
100%.
The truth is he came at my neck, right? And all his supporters not looking at it like that. And listen, bro, I grew up around biased love. I hate biased love. I hate people that love with conditions.
Right.
They make me sick. Mostly I found it in my own people. Black people, mostly they love with condition. My family, my aunt Dradine, cousin Kim, all of them, they loved with conditions. And Talib, that person behind that page, apparently has love for his people under the condition that you must hate Trump, under the condition that you must agree with him, under the condition that you must be a follower of him. And it made my stomach turn. Did his mother teach him that? Did his mother, is that she pro-black, she taught him to love his people conditionally? Probably not. Probably not. And he older than me. I'm supposed to be still looking up to him. There's no reason for him to call me out my name like that. And we not gonna pretend like the John ain't like I know he rap. I listen like I'm the one who put my folks on Talib Kweli and Styles P7 album. You know about that album?
I do.
Yeah. I'm the one who put my folks on to that joint. They ain't even know Styles P mess with Talib Kweli or would even do a song with Talib Kweli. So in my world, I'm the biggest supporter of Talib Kweli than anybody else that I know. So for that to be my first interaction with him, of course I'm going to call his mother something. Of course I'm going to tell him to drink my pee. Of course I'm going to tell him I'm better than your top five. I'm Tommy Oliver off the Power Rangers, and he fucking beat all the Power Rangers up, and I'm better than your top five. Of course I'm going to rap like that. Of course I'm going to say these things because I'm supposed to be looking up to you, and you just call me a Nazi? Whoa. That's like what Riley Freeman say. That's like going to heaven and watching guys smoking crack. Like, nigga, you supposed to be one of my favorite MCs. You just called me a Nazi, nigga. And didn't have the nerve to get in your feelings when I bar you up? No. The Talib I know rap with Pharoah Monch and all these, and Most Def, these niggas ain't scared of nobody lyrically. These niggas is legendary. I'm thinking Talib is with one of them. Can you imagine Yasin Bey calling me a Nazi for sharing my opinion? It would crush me. It would crush me as an MC, as a person. It would be like, damn, like, nigga, I'm the one who showed people the movie when you was the doctor, the black doctor that did the first open heart surgery. I'm the one who put people onto your movies. I'd be hurt. It wasn't that bad with Talib Kweli because he ain't got no movies. But he's still Talib Kweli. And it's like, damn, bro, you call me a Nazi? Because I shared an opinion that can be researched. I don't like people that when you disagree with their ideology, they bash you and throw dirt on your name. So I'm going to be highly disrespectful when I respond to that energy. Because I don't believe it.
And like, I don't like, like the posts, they're very misleading. Like, you could point out, like, with a simple Google search, several things that he claimed in that video that he posted underneath that were false. Like, one of them being that, Trump's father and stuff obviously was a member of the KKK. Like, if you like look up, like, and Google that, like, you find out, like, that wasn't true. Like, he was just detained at a KKK rally, and there's no proof that he was actually like a member of the KKK. He could have just been in the vicinity of the area, and it's little misleading things like that,
I feel like when people make it about race, the devil can hide. I believe, because see, now we talking about what I believe, because once you talk about what I believe as a person, as a black man, it will tweak the perspective of why my that's John sound like that, right?
Yeah.
So I believe in the scriptures. I believe in the Quran. I believe in it in a way that most traditional people don't believe in it. Let's just throw that out there as well. Sort of like, let me give you an example. And then I'm gonna bring it full circle to back to Talib, right? 1 John 4:8, John 4:24, John 1:1 and 2, Isaiah 45:6-7. God is a spirit, God is love, the word love. In the beginning was the word love, and the word was with God, and the word was God. And Isaiah 45:6-7 say God made peace and created evil, right? So in my world, I believe that my God is love, and love creates evil and makes peace. But 2 Thessalonians 2:7 says that God, which is love, doesn't cause confusion. So anytime I'm in a situation where I see love creating evil, what could that mean? Like, evil is referred to in Proverbs 1:6 as God's wisdom, referred to as a tree of life, or the dark sayings. The light came out the darkness, or God's wisdom came out, God's light came out as wisdom. So when you think about God creating evil and making peace, this is something that love do in all our lives. The word love creates evil. And you ever seen the movie John Q? Yeah, love can create evil too. Right? Love can create understandable evil, wisdom, and then love can create peace out of that. But love don't cause confusion.
Right.
2 Thessalonians to love. You don't confuse good with evil. You don't confuse peace with evil. You don't make no confusion. Talib is confusing it. He's confusing my love for my people, right? Which, to be specific to my belief, are the very Afro-Asiatic people that the African Dahomey tribe sold to the British. Let's talk about it. Acts 5:30. My seed will sojourn through a strange land and being treated evil by their enemies for 400 years. Deuteronomy 28:68. My people will be brought in onto ships as bound men and bound women. Now, because I believe that, and which is cool if nobody else do, but because I understand it and have my own personal story, like I told you, when my mom stabbed me in the back, stole my money, I have stories about getting on my hands and knees, praying to Yahweh the Most High, praying to Allah the Most High, and saying I don't have nobody. I have stories of him telling me to go up to the street, go to the church on 26th and Tasker in Philly. Don't worry about what you're going to eat today. I know you want to go to Frankfurt Ave and sell your little mixtapes that ain't got no covers, and you got to put it in people's car first so that they can listen to buy it anyway, and it's only for $3. Just go up the street to the church, and I'm going to feed you. I went up to that church at the end of the service. It was a whole banquet. I got mad stories like that, bro, so I don't just believe in God. I got a story. So at the end of the day, love don't cause no confusion. It might cause some evil that you can get some wisdom out of, and it might cause some peace, but it ain't going to cause no confusion. And he confusing people about me. He confusing people, got my people thinking that I'm a Nazi because you got this strong, powerful influence on a social media, and I don't. So people are just going to think that you right. They're going to think that you know me.
Right. So, like, one of the things, like, people, like, who are his fans, if they're watching the interview or if he watches the interview, they're going to say that we're white supremacists somehow, that we're pushing, like, a white supremacist agenda, to bring him down or to silence him. And, like, what would you say to that?
I would literally, I would say this. I got the floor, right?
Yeah.
I would say this. There is no way that I want to keep Talib Kweli from getting any message out for Black people, because I just said I was just banging his music not so long ago. I believe in him, the artist, as in the music. See what I'm saying? This internet persona, I don't believe in that. So the idea that we white supremacists trying to, like, my response to that would be, what part of my presence since this been going on has supported white supremacy? What statement have I made? He was literally trying to say that when I said the Africans had slaves and was selling slaves, he was trying to say that that was a white supremacist statement. I'm a white supremacist because I just quoted history. That would be my response to that. It would make no sense for somebody like me to be stating stuff like that so that white supremacy can reign supreme over his career. Like, I'm not even, man, let's keep it real, man. I'm just an underground artist, man. Like, I don't got that kind of influence, man. But he got the influence to keep people away from my music. And I think that that's drawing because I'm a young Black man trying to make it. Why are you trying to keep people away from my music, bro, by slapping that on my name like that? Calling me a Nazi and a white supremacist. Like, I ain't got music for these Black kids out here. Like, I ain't got music for them. And I feel like that was mad shade.
But do you, like, notice, though, that, like, I mean, he does this to everybody who goes on his page and disagrees with him. There's a list of people I've probably interviewed, like, about a dozen at this point. You didn't, like, realize that, like, that it could happen to you if you commented and you disagree with him, like, on his Instagram page, that he would make you
I don't be, like, glued to his page, but because that was one of my, like, that was somebody that I was like, had favoritism towards, I just followed them. You know how that go. I just click follow. Talib Kweli, click follow. So sometimes I would go in and out, and the only thing I would really catch him doing is his Donald Trump rants. Sometimes I would watch his podcast and stuff, but I really didn't care what he did or said to nobody else, because in my mind, I'm not thinking about, the last thing I'm thinking about is Talib Kweli calling me a Nazi, bro. That's like furthest, not Mr. Just to get by, just to get by, just to get by. No, not him. He not about to rain on my parade. He not about to unzip his pants and rain on my parade like that. Because this is one of my favorite guys right here. This is Talib Kweli, Black Star. In my mind, no, I didn't think he would even. I never would have seen that coming.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah. Like I think he has the opinion that anybody that comes on his page to uh disagree with him, and I admit, like, there are racist people that come on his page and sometimes
Yo,
disagree with him.
not to cut you off, I cursed the one dude out. His name 50 Shades or whatever. He was talking about, oh, you was talking mess with me with about Talib Kweli in the inbox. Like, bro, I wasn't talking no mess, bro. He called me a Nazi and I gave him bars. And the reason why I did that is because if anybody became interested and did some research on Zae Tona, I got a long history of giving niggas bars.
Yeah.
You say something about me and you rap, I'm gonna give you bars. Talib wasn't no different. If I would have let him slide, I feel like my friends would have looked at me like you a pussy. Why you? Now, excuse my French, but like you a punk. Like why you diss us? You ain't diss Talib Kweli. So
Have
I
you
had to do.
have you got any hateful like comments from like his fan base? Because I feel
Yes.
that's like par for the course, like where they're going to send you like messages saying like you're a white supremacist, your Uncle Tom, things of that nature.
Yeah, I got messages from them and I screenshotted all of them. And if anybody watch my story later, I'm gonna be sharing them too, because my theory is they spam pages. Because these people talking nasty, when I go to their page, they only got like 8 followers, 6 followers. These are pages that just got made. You see what I'm saying? My theory, I'm a thinker, bro. I'm not just tripping. Like, bro, you calling me, you a white supremacist and you a Nazi and you said this about Talib. Then I go to your page, you got 2 followers, bro. You got 2 followers, and one of them, and the one first follower you got is Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli. You got 5 followers. And the first one is Talib Kweli. They spam pages, bro. They can't be real. They can't be real. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. So if anybody want to say like, oh, what you trying to be a white supremacist and shut down Talib and all that, that's nonsense. Just go listen to everything that's being said. And then the truth is, from black man to black man, I'll listen to Talib Kweli music. He's not gonna listen to my music. He's not gonna listen to my music. And that's a problem in the culture now, that a lot of on artists, they look at the underground as competition. It ain't supposed to be no competition. This is a whole nother world. If somebody inspired by you, that's one thing. But it ain't gonna hurt nobody to be like, yo, man, I've dug through went down the wormhole, came across this person, came across that person, because that's what black excellence really is passing on the limelight, passing on passing on the buzz.
Do you feel like that it makes your career like as a music artist a little bit more difficult because he has like all these connections in the music industry? He's more established, obviously old man Ebro, like who's a powerful person in music, because of like his connection in radio. Do you worry about like being blackballed?
Oh no, because I never want to get signed or anything to any label. I would never do that. And I'm gonna quote Lauryn Hill: why gain the world for your soul? I don't want no record deal. I don't want no nothing. So if any progress I make is gonna be on me, any decline that happens is gonna be on me. So I don't look at it like that. And I really genuinely think like Ebro coming out of the woodworks, maybe that's not him either. Maybe that's not, because like what do Ebro, what is he getting out of, like what is he getting out of this? Like what is they getting out of this? And I never like Ebro. On the comments, I say, good morning, have a blessed day, bless your family. I hate Ebro in the morning. Everybody that know me knows Zae Tona, know I hate Ebro in the morning. Ever since he tried to play Kodak Black on there, play that young boy and try to embarrass him on that podcast like that. I've been stopped messing with Ebro in the morning. Nonetheless, I don't care who nobody is. If Ebro made me mad, I will write a rap for him. I will write a rap for him.
One of the things I thought about Ebro, like I thought I was watching I was listening to the radio or the podcast one day, and like he said like something about like Kanye West calling him about he wanted to speak with Colin Kaepernick. And like he was like he wasn't going to give like Colin Kaepernick, like what I mean, and stuff, the opportunity to speak with Kanye West and stuff. Like he made that decision, for Colin Kaepernick. Like, I was like, who are you to decide if like Colin Kaepernick, like, if he could speak to Kanye West, I thought like, that was like, something.
Oh, bro, you be having the scoop, man. Yo, I gotta tune into your show. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I like, and stuff and everything. Like I try to do like, real journalism. Like, I got my blog, Ryan Glover Media and stuff and everything. Like I have a lot of like insightful, like,
Oh, I'm
topics
locked in.
of what's going on in hip hop, man. I've interviewed like, a lot of like, top artists in music, such as Kenny Rogers, sold 100 million records, a bunch of different rappers from Filthy Rich to on. And man, I'm glad to interview you, Zae Tona, man. I think like, man, you definitely like are a talented artist, man. Don't be discouraged by Talib Kweli or his imposter accounts comments,
Yeah, it's not, yo. Some people didn't. I don't even know. They was commenting saying that they liked the bars. They was commenting saying I made some good points. So this is my take. Like, right? I got his page divided. I got these spam pages with 8 followers, and then you got the real people talking about like, yo, like the one guy was just simply saying he just spitting hip hop. If he's spitting, he's spitting. Why you snapping on him? He just like, man, look, man. It was fun. It was fun for me. I was not expecting him to share my joint on no page, but I kind of probably made him do it because I was really getting under his skin. I was like, yo, how you gonna share that 50 Shades dude? He really actually racist. I didn't realize that until I went like I this Talib. I mean, I was talking about Talib or whatever. I inboxed him, I think, or he inboxed me. I'm not sure, but I didn't go to his page. After I seen him talking on when they was on the page with him and Nas got a picture together, I was like, yo,
You got a minute left. A minute left. Yeah.
All right, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna speed it up. Like I didn't know he was actually racist. So Talib was trying to say I was cool with him. I'm not down with like white supremacy and all that, talking about my people. I told him I was gonna give him bars too. He lucky I ain't have time today. His racist ass would have got bars too for sure.
Definitely, man. Zae Tona, I really appreciate you for taking the time. Where can people follow you on social media?
Just Zay Focus. It's the same. I got my Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all that connected. So it's Zay Focus all across the board.
Okay, definitely, man. Where can people check out your music? What's the song you would recommend for people to check out?
I would recommend people to check out They Watching on the Vortex album, all platforms, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. And I would definitely appreciate if everybody checked out Bad Sub on the Vortex and Sweetest Taboo on the Expectation